Hello, good evening, everybody. Dadman Walking 55 here, coming to you again. Not only 2 minutes after 8. Hey, good things comes those who wait, and it's like that catch up anticipation. But hey, we don't want to keep y'all holding very long. Thank y'all for being here, choosing to be here for what is going to be an awesome time. And I think a lot of fun. And no, hey, don't take my word for it. Take my co-host here is all the rage and such a great reviewer herself, the great Daisy Blossom Flower Child. Hello.
Hello. Hello
How are
to
you?
chat. I saw you guys out there
Yeah,
chatting in chat before we came on.
we actually have 9 on both sides between the YouTube and the Twitch side. So hey, folks, make sure share out the link. Let everybody know. I've tweeted it out like crazy. If you're on Discord, put it out in Discord. Well, let's have a lot of fun with this movie tonight. Uh, it had been a while since I'd seen this one, Daisy. I don't know. When was the
Really?
last time you'd seen it?
I probably watch this year. I'm sorry, this movie at least once a year.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm an old school Star Trek fan, and Star Wars, and have been to the conferences, and it just it just struck me. It My whole family, it just tickled us. So we've watched it at least once a year every year.
See, this is a movie I don't know that I think I've ever watched it with the kids. Because when the kids are growing up, we were watching so many different things, and time passes, and it was a great movie I watched with the missus. And but it kind of got lost in the shuffle. And oh man, we'll have to watch it with Ang one day because it truly was a lot of fun and a lot of shout outs. So we'll talk about all the homages and throwbacks and the great moments in there as we
Mhm.
go. So let's greet the
Can I
chat tonight. Yeah, go ahead.
I will. Can you take the emote only off for Twitch,
Oh,
please?
that's right. I did it again. Thank you, Daisy. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
No
Someone's
problem.
trying to say hi over there, and
Yeah, I know. Sorry. There we go.
no worries.
Oh,
There you go. Now,
I think you could have done it. You just had to type emote only off. But hey,
oh, I'm sorry.
yeah,
That's right. I'm a mod. I
yeah, sure,
forgot.
mind. We promote you.
Yay! I've
I
been
was,
promoted.
that was supposed to be a temporary
Just
promotion.
don't ask me to drive the ship, okay?
Oh yes, exactly. Because we had the termites here to take your body movements on historical documents to
No, no, no.
create
No
the
one
ship
wants that.
to study how you move to fly it. So, oh my goodness. So hey, right there, right off the bat, we got to throw out our own to the movie. So hey, let's say hello to Corey Cochran. Corey, hello. No, you did not make a wrong turn. You landed exactly where you're supposed to be. I just was late changing the background. It was set on something else, so it was actually if it was a Civil War site. But hey, then Mr. Angel asked, "Are the cars heading straight at you?" Then probably yes. Pedestrians fleeing the road, probably on the sidewalk. So I said, "No, you're in the right place. Change the background." Corey then says, "No, the other cars are going the wrong way. Never me. And the pedestrians need to run more as they were slow to me."
Yeah, but officer. I'm only driving one way.
They got in my way.
Okay,
They couldn't
dad
get out of
jokes.
my.
Dad
I
jokes.
know. We love dad jokes around here. Hey, AFK Bard's here. Great choice. My favorite Justin Long movie. Yes, Justin Long, the geek of geeks. I think many
Hmm.
times. We might talk about some of his other movies that we've seen him in. So, oh yeah, you're home for the day, so you can catch us. Yay! Good to see you, AFK. Absolutely. And Sci-Fi Mommy says, "What's up, party people? Let's talk Galaxy Quest." AFK wants to raise the roof. Yeah, we got 13 people here already. Let's do it. And let's see. Yeah, so Daisy says, Have you all consulted the historical documents? Yes, please do
Yes.
so. Yeah.
Yes, please do so before we continue. We'll wait.
Uh, well, as Tommy Weber learned to drive the ship from them. Yeah, exactly. That's what I
Correct.
was thinking
He
of.
did.
Exactly.
Yep.
Rock, 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 rock.
Rock,
Actually, I was just
rock.
watching that a few minutes, and Emily says hello. Hello, Emily. Ennis Masters Maniac Mexico, ready to discuss his future. Underrated interglacial captain, waiting your departure. Oh, sir, I hope you're. It's always good to have you with us tonight, sir. Always good. Emily says, "Knock knock."
Who's there?
Dadman. Like I said, I'm going. Let me come back to the story about waiting, okay, Daisy? Let me get through the chat, okay? But remind me,
Yes, go ahead.
it'll be a little squirrel moment here. And like AFK says, yes, like and subscribe. Check out the Mrs. I don't mind. Yes, our promotion is get Mrs. to 500 quicker than I did. Let's beat her past me and surpass me. Yes, that's the mission for this year, and I need to play that video once the Canuck made for us. But yes, check out the Mrs. on Twitch and on YouTube at Mrs.Dadman55. Also follow her. Her Twitter's handle is different, but I'm Dadman Walking 55 on Twit. Welcome from Daisy. Masters ready to rumble. And Mr. Angel says hello again. And Alien. Hey, we got a great movie for him tonight with aliens. Yeah. LOL. Yeah. Emote only. Oh, you got many specials. All right. Yep. Thank you. Thank you very much for the promotions. I know the missus gave you a great shout out on that with today. So I appreciate you, Masters, for all that you've done and all that you do. So, and thank you for being here. Yeah, it's an international bazaar that's they're going to be selling a lot of stuff for Masters as a fundraiser for him for his treatments and stuff that he's going through right now. So, but yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy the evening. It's the great polar bear of the north, Snorta. Oh, well, I guess I should say of the south, of Florida. Howdy, Snortopoopas. Hello, humans and other critters.
Hello.
Hello. Yep. So.
We're on the Twitch side. Killer Rabbit has a cute joke.
All right, let's get over there. I'll be right there. I had to send the missus just a quick note real quick.
No worries.
Exactly. Thank you. Snort. Buddy Hepburn. Nice. How are you, Buddy Hepburn? Good to see you tonight. Wow,
hello.
We got lots of people. It's really hopping tonight. Can't wait to see what y'all have to say. Invite your friends, everybody else in here.
Hello, Mr. Angel. Yeah.
Master says there are 3 ways: the Dadman way, the normal way, and our way. Cheers to the chat. Exactly. Bye, grab Thor's hammer.
Hammer. You shall be avenged.
That was a good that line. I just want to hope to talk about. So, all right, Killer Rabbit from space. Good to see you tonight. You run behind a car, you get exhausted, and if you run in front of a car, you get tired. Nice. Nice. Mr. Angel is here. Hello. Last time an officer asked me, why are you driving like crazy? Are you blind? Me? Well, since you were asking. And the Geek and I podcast answered what I said for Emily's. Who's there? I guess it's just Dadman. Right here.
Dadman
There's the answer.
Who? Dadman Walking.
Oh, no, not too late tonight, but hey, thank you everybody that's being here. And let's see. Okay, so then Squirrel Snortopoopas reminds me of the squirrel, but Emily's got a brother for Sammy the Golden named Bandit. Awesome. Snortopoopas, I have two walking buddies now with that. So Emily says hello to you, Daisy. All
hello.
Right. Wow. All right, with 17 people here. We actually got 5 on the Twitch side, so make sure you follow us on the Twitch side. If you're with us here on the YouTube side, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. If you're new here, we'd love to have you subscribing. We're trying to reach 600 at some point, but we seem to be on a 580 level right now, and that's fine. We'll get where we get to when we do. So, all right. So, oh my gosh. Master said they'll on their Saturday's fundraiser that they'll celebrate live. Explosions, pools, costume changes. What's your real Mexican pop? All right. Well, yeah, I know you got something big planned for Saturday, Masters. Absolutely. So, all right. Well, the story I was going to talk about. Want to talk about waiting for something? Well, I like me. My wife is like crazy. Like when I walked her around and made her wait before I proposed and things like that. Just it happens. Well, one day. My boss, I was about 2 or 3 years on the job, and he decided to call a 7:30 staff meeting. But he didn't tell half the office. He didn't tell was going to have a meeting. Then the other half he didn't say what time. And
Oh,
so
great.
yeah, so our secretary said he was in there like 7:15, like 15 minutes early, nervous, waiting for everybody to get in there. And my work day didn't start till 8 o'clock. And I'm a youngster in the office. All these people that have been there for so long. I was probably one of the newer employees in a couple of years, maybe. And I come in late. Everybody's standing there. Everybody's sitting in the big room because I had to walk there to get to my where I was. And he's like, "Well, good of you to join us." Rah rah. He was waiting. They were waiting. All this. I heard so many different waitings. I said, "Well, you know what they say? Good things come to those who wait."
Uh-oh, you didn't get fired
No, I
immediately?
didn't. I didn't get fired. I cannot believe it. One of the guys in the other room that was in a different group of people, not ours, he's like, "Why did you say that?"
I know.
He's like, he was crawling under the desk himself in there. I'm like,
What were
I
you thinking?
I wasn't thinking. I just what come up came
Hey, we
out.
all do that. You know what? Especially when we're younger, we just sort of like forget that we're in like a professional environment, and all of a sudden you go, "Oh my God, did I just say that out loud?"
There's a lot that I want to say out loud many, many times, and then I had to tell myself to
We
be
do
careful
learn to, yes, we do learn to zip it.
very quickly. All
Uh-huh.
right. So Snort of Poopa said, "By Grumblebear's pipe wrench and the sons of Alpha, you say Majoris 9, you shall be amused." Yes, we will. So, folks,
We
be thinking about
shall.
scenes, think about parts of this movie that you want to talk about that we have memories. Like I said, share it out, bring everybody in. Well, Killer Rabbit says, "War doesn't determine who's right, war determines who's left." Bum bum.
Dun dun.
Killer Rabbit's on fire tonight. At least we
Yep.
have peace between the bear and the rabbit tonight, so that's cool.
The kitty cat's not getting involved.
Nope, no. I know the missus has to separate the bears and the rabbits, the bears and the bunnies sometimes.
Ah, gotcha. Hey,
Yes.
we cats, we just find a nice high up spot and watch the feathers fly.
Yep. 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 Let's have a big blast. If you're a diamond, there are privileges. One more reason to sub here. Dad man. Yeah, I'm a dad man. All right. Galaxy
Let's
Quest.
let's go.
Galaxy. That's Galaxy Quest. Oh gosh. Well, I started it. I was
I'm
okay.
sorry.
The rabbit's on fire. How dramatic.
How dramatic.
Polar bear rug. Well, I spoke too soon.
Uh-oh. Now, let us get started on the movie before you guys start fur flying.
Fur flying. There you go. All right. Well, Galaxy Quest is a 1999 American science fiction comedy film directed by Dean Parasite and written by David Howard and Robert Gordon. That's the year my oldest kid was born. As I say, kitten, and there's mitten. Okay.
Mhm.
It's obvious. It's a parody and homage to the sci-fi film and series, especially Star Trek and its fandom,
Mhm.
as we see
Mhm.
throughout the movie and what we have here as we talk about the plot. The film depicts a cast of a fictional television series called Galaxy Quest, who actually, in the way, get drawn into a real life event because of aliens that watched the old broadcast and view them as
Historical documents.
historical documents. Yes, exactly. Starring in this movie are Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, this is probably one of the few roles I've ever seen where he wasn't bad guy or
Mhm.
serious.
Mhm.
Uh, Tony Shalhoub, Sam Rockwell, and Daryl Mitchell. Um, See, it's one that had modest box office success, but it was received by critics. I remember the missus and I saw it out in the theater. We loved it. It was a great movie for us. Definitely fun and you know one of the more interesting movies I think we've ever seen. A lot of fun. Uh, Now, because of its tie to Trek, it became more than just a parody. It actually became a cult movie in a lot of places.
Mhm.
Um, but yet it was not just simply a a Star Trek parody movie. It was actually a good comedy in of itself, you know. So,
Well, and
um,
I can tell you that Star Trek fans, even though it was meant both as a parody, but also as an homage to, you know, well, Star Trek fans specifically, but just fans of sci-fi. And the Star Trek fans, at least the ones that I knew, um, did not take offense at the movie. They thought it was very cute and well done. So that's a very difficult thing to do, to sort of make fun of a fandom and then not have them mad at you.
mhm. Yeah, and actually, the several of the crew members of the Star Trek crew, cast and crew, actually uh, praised the film over the years, and it was
Yes, they
in Reader's
have.
Digest list of the top 100 funniest movies of all time. Instead, Star Trek fans voted it the seventh best Star Trek film of all time in
Yep,
2013.
they do. They do.
Well, as a Trek fan, because I know you come from that universe, that you know, what about it really drew you in as the sci-fi Star Trek fan?
Well, that the show, so when they start and they show you what the show would have looked like if you were watching it on TV, and how they took it all very seriously, like, okay, we really are in a spaceship and we really are in space, and all that, and you didn't, none of the behind the scenes stuff. So, and then you have the, okay, now that TV show ended, like Star Trek officially, the original series ended in 69. And the fans still love it. And then they go to these conventions, and then the actors come and they speak. But the actors speaking are just themselves. So it was the whole idea of, we take the show very seriously as the young kids did on Earth. Oh, yeah, 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 I know it's just a show. But if you were going
Hmm.
to go down this hallway and turn right and go to the third door, would it be this room behind there? We could hold on to that and go and giggle at how we might have acted when we were younger and how we are adults and we still love the show. So I think it
Hmm.
was just the whole, they made fun without making fun. You didn't feel like they were entirely laughing at you.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
guess that's how I sum it up.
yeah. While you were talking, I'm starting a poll. Who was your favorite character in this in Galaxy
Oh,
Quest? And I
wow.
mean, you can go anybody at all, but what I'm trying to do, I'm going to go to four, and I'm not putting Tim Allen's character in. Uh, so, but did you have a favorite character that you like personally?
I liked Alan Rickman's character because that was a takeoff on, like, the aliens. The, it,
Hmm.
when they get served dinner and his food is still alive, I'm thinking that's
Yes,
Klingon, you know,
yes.
and the whole thing, and I'm like, he just played that role so well. And you're right, he's usually like this Eastern, generic Eastern European bad guy type, you know, or he'll have the British accent bad guy, and
Hmm.
this was really, or he's Snape, and you're terrified of him.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so yeah,
But
that he would be my favorite. But I do like, as an ensemble, I like all of them.
they were a great cast that worked together with the chemistry and everything. But here's the question that I'm going to ask out, excluding Tim, of the four of the other ones. We'll keep out number six. But who's your favorite character in this movie between Gwen DeMarco, played by Sigourney Weaver, Alexander Dane, which was played by Alan Rickman, Sergeant Fred Kwan was played by Tony Shalhoub, and Tommy Weber, who was played by Daryl Mitchell, who was, you know, he, who's, I think, I think the way they created the ship based on his driving patterns was probably the craziest thing we they
Yeah,
came
and
up
they
with.
were riffing on Wesley a bit.
Ah, well, I can't wait to hear more about that. So, folks, vote in our poll. Let me go ahead and catch up the chat. Mr. Angel says, my buddy Alf says he loves cats too, and wants a fan meet and greet. I have no clue why he insists on you bring ketchup, but he says I shouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
No,
Alf, yes.
the rabbit's
And the
on fire.
cats, definitely.
If you have some barbecue sauce, I'm in. We can talk good times. So it's so crazy. So yeah, I said hi to the people on Twitch. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, sorry, Mrs. was
There is
here.
an alien, Mr. Angel. Alexander Dane is an alien.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was. Exactly. Although really, it didn't have an alien name. It
No.
you would like Mr. Spock or just something weird. It just Alexander Dane sounds like some Roman emperor or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
That the
So
name may have been a nod to when he's having the nervous breakdown in the beginning and
yeah,
he's talking about being in Shakespearean plays and stuff.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. So
Jeremy.
it might have been a nod to that. Hello,
Yeah,
Jeremy. Long time no
yes,
see.
yes. But you know what? I think this was one that you couldn't do the science in because
No.
otherwise it'd lose its comedy really, really fast. So
Yeah,
so
they
what the heck,
it
Mr.
it
Angel?
was
Mr.
here.
It says that Sora Poopaski Bird says one word, Catatouille. That's gosh. Sorry. Oh, Geek and I podcast was managing a theater when Galaxy Quest came out. The old man came in every day for the early show. I finally asked him why. It turns out he was the grandfather of Daryl Mitchell, Tommy Weber.
Oh,
That is a nice, yeah, that is
how
nice.
sweet.
Yes. All right. And of course, AFK is Justin Long, the fanboy. Oh, I think so. We have a Justin Long fan in here. So I know, Snortopoopas. That was not lost on me. I know. No alien. Yes, Alexander Dane is in the poll. He's technically the alien, like Daisy Blossom said. Yes. So we got 18 great people here. Follow us on Twitch. Hit that like and subscribe here on the YouTube side.
Oh, okay.
Share
So
it out with everybody. What's
I'm
up?
going to interrupt. It's Snort says Alexander Dane was the actor's name. The alien
Ah,
is Dr.
Dr.
Lazarus.
Lazarus.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. So we
I
messed up.
apologize.
Yep.
I think I put the wrong character name in the poll. Thank you, Snortopoopas.
Yeah, you put the
Yes, Dr.
well, at least you
Lazarus.
didn't put Alan Rickman. See, that would have
Yeah. Yes, buddy. Crewman number 6 was overlooked again.
I
Yeah.
know. Was he wearing a red shirt? I don't remember.
No, but Mrs. It's okay. We do these at 8. So yes,
Yeah,
that's the
hi,
one.
Mrs.
Hey, Mrs. And just along it was the Live Free Die Hard movie. Yes.
Yes.
Oh wow. All right. It's okay. Crush hard,
That's
crush
the one
hard.
where he killed a helicopter with a car.
Yes. Well, you see, we have a Justin Long fan, AFK. Did you see Dodgeball? And what did you think when Justin kept getting pounded by the dodgeballs? So AFK, yes, thank you. Yes, check out the Mrs. channels. That's yay. And hello, Simply Steve. Like the dimwitted aliens that came to seek their help and the bouncing rock monster. Yes, that rock monster is also cool.
Rock,
Yeah.
rock, rock.
You guys rock. All right. So basically, that's the background of the movie as it started. The plot. It's a cast of a 1980s space adventure series, Galaxy Quest. We see them attending fan conventions and making promotional appearances. But you can see that there is drama between the stars of the show and the main actor, which that was just Tim Allen's character, and it just you see that background stuff right there. And Jason is approached by the Thermians, who he calls the termites, quite a bit. So, all right,
Yes.
we have not dived into the movie, and we got 19 people here. So feel free to share your opinions. If you have any other poll ideas, let me know, because then we can change the poll again to something else. So, but on that note, so we see him getting approached by the fans at the beginning of the at the convention. It's like it really seemed the fans were excited, but the actors weren't. It was kind of like you felt like something was off, a little bit flat going through the motions, but you can see the excitement of the fans. Then but Jason's late as usual. Everybody's waiting on him to get there, and they're trying to get the crowd's getting impatient. They finally come out. He gets there. They go out there, and then and a small scene that's in here, but it helps move forward. Is the scene where he goes to the restroom on his own, and he happens to hear a couple of people just trashing the cast and trashing him himself, being losers, and that's all they got and stuff. And it was one of the, we got to introduce that here as we talk about the whole plot, because if you did not know that was there, you don't understand how they went from just attending a convention to this weird adventure. Because then we see that after that experience in there, he's shaken up. So he goes out. He's got a group of 4 nerds that he walked off from earlier to use the bathroom, and he comes back. It's just a movie. It's not a show, or it's just a show. It's the ship's not real, and he storms off. And that's the first time we see that Gwen was actually, the Gwen was actually, I know that's not her name, but
you can just do Sigourney. It's okay.
Yeah, Sigourney looked at him. Sigourney was like, "This is not him." And she even called Rick later and was like, "He never goes off this against fans and stuff like that." So then we see that the Thermians track him to his house, and they get him a limo, because remember he said, "Have your people get my limo" the next day, because the last time they put him in the back of a Toyota. Hey,
Yeah.
Daisy, have you ever been thrown in the back of a Toyota?
No.
I don't know. I've
sat in the back of one, but I've never been thrown into the back of one.
Like, I didn't think the back of Toyotas were that bad, but hey, yes.
I guess it depends on the type of Toyota.
Yeah. Well,
it could be a tiny Toyota.
It could be. It could be. And then we see they take him in the limo back up to the spaceship. Then they give him a uniform, and he's playing it off. He's not serious about it. Yeah, he's drunk.
He's got a hangover.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't think any of it's real.
He doesn't, because see what we see, the first scene with him up on this, and this is right here, is that he's got, we see him like this. He's got a Coke. The next morning, he's got his sunglasses on. They're all serious, like, "Hey, here's our leader." He's like clowning around with the alien guy, like basically insulting them, and then finally tells him, "Shoot all these things," and then he walks off the bridge and leaves. Right?
He does look over the top of his glasses and goes, "Wow, that's really good. That looks real," as he's looking at the view screen. It's funny because he just absolutely is like hungover. He's you can invite me to these events and I'll play along, and hey, this is cool. It's usually in a garage with cardboard. You guys really did a good job.
Oh gosh. Well, no, I was saying this to my friend. I would not throw misses in the back of a Toyota. Well, I'll stop.
Stop.
Mr. Angel, you set me up on that one. But this was such a cool scene to see it at the beginning. He just goes in there, hams it up, throws it, and walks off. Just like, what happens at so many of these appearances. They're not there for the time. You're in and out. You're herded like cattle.
Yes.
And that's the way he gave to these people. He did it and left like you would do any other gig. But, then they put him in the little thing to transport him back, and we can talk about more details. I got probably a little more detailed right there. But he comes back. Then he ends up coming back right to the next promo that they have. He's in a hurry to get them, and then he bumps into Justin Long and the other geeks, and they switch the communicator things. So, he goes up to them, and that's where we see this great line here. Let's see, where was it again? Trying to find that line. There you go. The Geek and I podcast. There you go. By Grabthar's hammer. By Grabthar's hammer. What a savings, or something like that. But yeah, you could the "I'm tired, I'm doing this because I'm getting paid" line. So no, So, and Fortnite does not count. Yes, it does not. Short story called Visit a Weird Planet Revisited, where Shatner's Nimoy and Kelly visit a real Enterprise, temporarily switch places with Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. Oh, that's interesting. That is an interesting one there. All right, so with the after we see Jason ends up, they shoot, they blow up the other guys, the aliens, and then he walks off from them. So then the Thermians come back because the adventure's not over. So the enemy wants the Omega 13, which nobody knows what Omega 13 is. It was the end of an episode, and it just left hanging about this in this show's finale. It was a secret super weapon that nobody knew who it was or what it was.
Yeah, because that was the cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
The series wasn't picked up for whatever the next season. So
Mm-hmm.
so the story wasn't written.
Yeah. And see, it was interesting. They picked up the MC guy who played an ill-fated red shirt in only one episode.
Yeah, yeah. He's like I'm just Guy. I don't even have a name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the first one to die.
Yes. So we see them get to the Thermians, the ship. They go to the spaceport, and everybody's looking at Laredo to pull the ship out. Hey, it was built to your movements. Jerry Mendoza, how are you tonight? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Like I said, everything they built on the ship was to their movements down to the T. And what they did. I mean, it's so bad. Sigourney Weaver's like, I got one job on this show. Right. Let me do it.
She repeats everything the computer says. Well, and to be fair, now I happen to love Uhura from Star Trek, but her big line was "hailing on all frequencies, Captain."
Yes,
and like the unit. We've tried everything in the Universal Translator, and I mean, she had like 5 lines that she did really well, but yeah.
Yep. Oh, and we're going to get into more some of these scenes. I'm going to finish the plot here. Of course, I'm getting too detailed. No, you're good. But see, they go through. Saris returns again, attacks the Protector again, barely escapes through a minefield, almost reminiscent of Empire Strikes Back. With asteroids in a way, but these were metallic drawn minefields, and barely escaped. They had to go get a new power source, and then they meet some interesting little tiny cute little creatures on this planet. We'll talk about. They're cute. They look like children. Yes. So then upon returning, they seize the ship. They realize that Saris has received the ship, demanding the device, and he basically admits to the Thermians that they're fake, they're actors. And even Saris is like, you did something better than what we could do.
Yes.
You're basically crushing somebody's dreams and hopes, and all those people you worship were a fake and a fraud. So then Saris activates the self-destruct mechanism, returns to the ship. They're opening at the airlocks. So then Sigourney and Tim end up going to turn off the countdown clock, which was in this ridiculous maze of crazy stuff, and to abort the self-destruct sequence. We had different adventures on different levels, and eventually Saris is back on his ship. Tim Allen, they regained control of the ship, and they turn around to fight him again, and they bring in the minefields right into him to take them out.
Yep.
Or we thought. So, of course, then at the end we see a big. We see what the Omega 13 weapon is, and we can talk about that in just a moment. And then they come back. They are moving too fast. They can't land on Earth. So basically, the command ship part comes down. The remaining part of the shuttle, the Thermians take off and go forward, and then we see. They truly crashed the party at a convention at the end, complete with a real-life demonstration of disintegrating an alien. And we had Galaxy Quest in a nutshell. So,
yep. The next what they call it, Galaxy Quest, the next adventure, or the adventures continue, or
The,
something like that.
yeah. Snorpo said that's my goal. If bear nerds ever play a Star Trek role playing game, play a red shirt and die during the teaser. Mr. Angel, uniform day on the Enterprise, not the red jacket, not the red jacket. Darn it, it's the red jacket. That is so funny. So let's go back to the beginning. We've taken a look at the plot as it advanced through here. Let me see. Let me see where our poll is. And oh well, everybody likes the Alan Rickman character. 13 votes. If you want to vote on the Twitch side, let me know on the Twitch side, and I'll try to
Oh
add it
yeah.
to the totals. So Tommy Weber, no love for Tommy Weber yet, but it was interesting. Each of these characters did something remarkable during the movie.
They
But
actually did. He
mm-hmm,
was he was because of course in the TV show Tommy Weber was a child
right.
like Wesley was. But at this stage he's a
But at
grown
this
up.
stage, he could save a ship,
Right, yes, and
not whine about it.
he can act like an adult and go, "Okay, I'll read the historical documents and I'll get my act together and stuff." So, the actor did very well with the job.
Yeah,
They all did.
yeah, they really did. Leonard McCoy didn't like going through the teleporter.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
No.
The transporter, yeah, he didn't wanna he took, shuttlecraft whenever possible.
Ah, okay. Oh man, Smart Poopus has his reasons. He was selected to play the captain in 2 earlier RPGs, and he was tired of the typecasting. See, I'm from the generation when my kids keep talking RPGs. See, Snorter Poopus is a cool guy. I always think of RPG as rocket propelled grenade.
Yes, but it's also role-playing game.
I know. Well, that's what they tell me. So, 18 of y'all here. I like I said, I think one of the most important moments in the front, the first scenes really was the bathroom stall scene when we actually see him confronted with his, he built up this ego in his head and all this star stuff about all the treatment he got. Hey, we got 20 now. Woohoo! Don't
Yay!
leave. Bring more people. Let's have fun. And folks, let's start talking about this movie. What are some of the scenes that y'all really like? What are moments of it that you like? What are some observations that you had? Talk with us about it and let's have some fun with this great movie. But that bathroom scene to me set the whole tone of it, because then from that he goes out to the geeks that just love them, the ground they walk on, and just really, really was beyond rude to them. Really harsh.
Yes. Um, you know, I guess it was to show how difficult that would be. So you are an actor. This is your profession. You kind of get into one role, um, and he was the captain. So of course he would be used to everybody at the convention wants to see the captain of the ship and talk to them. And so you would tend to get, a big head. And particularly if maybe it's been over a decade and you haven't maybe done too many other roles and stuff, but you don't live in the real world. I mean, this man lived in a gorgeous house on the coast with
Oh yeah.
glass walls and the whole 9 yards. So to hear some people, say that they didn't, these, that they're all crazy and this is silly, and did you see what a big head he is and stuff, that would probably hurt.
Yeah, it really. There's the hardest. I think the quickest way to damage anybody is with ego, their pride. You know,
Yes.
and that really
Yes.
was something that snapped him. But he
Well, and I
still did.
have oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think really the changing moment though was because I was not that night over and he got drunk. This and all, and even when he did this, shot Sarah's ship and stuff. I think the moment that he really snapped was when, he was grossed out by that big fluid bubble coming over him to cover him up, to
Oh, I
transport
think
him.
he was scared.
And then, but when he saw when it opened and you could see all of outer space, he realized he was not on this planet anymore. And I think
Hmm.
that was very humbling to him. And then of course they shot him back. He came through, and it was really fortuitous how he bumped into Justin Long, and they ended up trading off the fake for the real communicator.
Yes.
And then it goes to the group and it's like, hey, look, I got a job. See, this goes out of space, and he talks and like nothing. But you know what? The other thing that I thought with this, and feel free about this scene here, leading up to the little gig they did with the ribbon cutting. But when they got done, they got in the van, and it's like they didn't believe him. Then he walked off. In spite of the beginning where we heard all their frustrations with him, they still loved him. They still were. He was their leader, because they're like, when they stopped to think like, maybe he's got another gig. Is there another gig? And they're like, this guy might, they took it seriously, like, because they were that dependent on him. Even though they criticized him and he was frustrated, they needed him. He was their leader to get them jobs.
Well, yeah, and if the captain goes to the convention, then more of the fans are going to come to that convention, which then is helpful to the other quote unquote members of the crew. If the captain of any one of these ships is not going to show up, they will tend to be less people at the convention. So yeah, they were looking at it as, no, wait, if he's got a job, we're going to go too. We're the whole crew together.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It was amazing how they all came to the stunning reality when they all started getting sucked up in that little bubble thing. And then, of course, they all went except for Tony Shalhoub's character, the tech sergeant.
He was off getting food or something.
Yeah, like, you got a quarter, and he's like, oh, yeah. So, the other thing I loved is the one Thermian that the female, and she's like, it was silent the whole time, and she's like, what's her problem? She's not talking, and her voice thing was broken, and like, the way she screamed was like, oh God.
Kind of like Mars Attacks.
Which reminds me, I have a programming note about Mars Attacks at the end of the show. Okay. So exactly. So was there? Because we've kind of gone. We've started at the beginning. We're coming through again a bit more to as the time advances. See, it's so funny the difference seeing the way Jason reacts to Saris the second time when he realizes it's real. He's trying to comic out his way out of it. He's trying to bluff his way out, and all. And he wasn't as calm and control. Like the first time, hey, shoot those thingies and shoot those thingies. This was a little more. He was. Of course, what did you think about on the bridge scene when he's like he gives that little throat sign, and she's like does it back at him, and then she's like, Jason, what? After he called him dumb, ugly, and everything, it's like, we're live.
Yeah, he didn't know that meant cut the sound.
That was so funny.
That was funny because I'm thinking, most people kind of know what that means.
Yep. Oh, I know, but he didn't, and so it was hilarious.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a paycheck to the other. He got respect later. Well, but he's still their leader. They knew he would get them a paycheck, not necessarily respect, but they do it for the money. And apparently he was always good to find a gig for him to make money. So maybe not respect. They're doing it for the dollar.
Yep.
Snora Poopa says, Gary Mendoza, in Galaxy Quest, the next generation, a Gorgnak will be a crewman named Fro and on the Protector D, but his nickname will be Rocky. So let's take a look. We hit some of these other scenes as we do. We don't have to go through exactly the way it was ordered, because they had to run through the minefield. They took a lot of damage from the mines and from Saris's ship, so they had to find a new power source, and we're going to talk about that and how they found the beryllium again.
Yes,
but like I said, folks, share your memories, share your scenes. And Jerry did this earlier. Trying to take down the rock monster was a favorite scene. And
Yeah,
like Sci-Fi Mommy
because
earlier said, rock, 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 because the
rock, rock.
translator told them that's what was they were saying, which was the Gorignac,
Yeah.
which they
Yeah.
thought was a pig at first, but
Yeah, he like he yeah, and that thing gets that's that's probably the joke about the fact that Bones uh his character did not like transporters because he said, yeah, it's throwing your atoms all over the place and then reassembles them someplace else. So that was
mhm,
kind of, I think, the joke about. And sometimes in Star Trek, the transporters wouldn't work,
right.
and some alien creature or something would be killed by the transporter. So
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think though that I was it one of the Next Generation episodes. I think at some point had one where a crewman didn't make it back because they got caught. Something happened and they couldn't
hmm
bring them back. So it was known to have scenes like that. So
well, and Scotty got caught in the buffer so that they could bring the character the actor back to, I can't remember whether it was Next Generation or something. Anyway, he got stuck in the pattern buffer, and then they brought him back out, and it had been 100 years or something. So they did several things with the transporters and how
mm,
scary that would be.
yeah, I think I don't know if they had misadventures or mishaps in the original series, but yeah, it got you thinking about some of that. So and AFK said they beam people back with debris in them from windy planets in the OG series. So
Yeah, they did play with that idea from a sci-fi perspective. It's like, oh, we all say, if you've ever been on a really long road trip in a car, it's like, why can't they just transport me from here to where we're going? But if you were faced with, would you step into the transporter knowing that it disassembles you and then puts you back together at the other end? Would that not scare you a little bit?
mm-hmm,
Yeah, I think
right.
most people would be a little bit scared of it.
Yeah. Well, like Snorpoopa's an early transporter mishap on Enterprise, crewmen end up with some leaves and other debris in them. Ow.
Yeah.
So, well, speaking of another favorite scene, the undocking scene is one of Mr. Angel's favorites. Long screeching
Yes.
sound. Been
When
there.
he's trying to drive it out of the space
I love
dock.
Tim Allen's like trying to lean to the.
Yeah, like they're leaning the other way, like turn
How
it.
many times do we do it when somebody else is driving in a car? We're like moving our bodies with them. I love like
Yeah,
when the
like we're
missus
driving
does.
the car.
Well, the missus like standing on brakes, puts a hand up on the handrest and mashes the foot, and it's like that's not going to stop me. Oh, that was a cool scene. That was a cool scene. There to me, there were so many cool scenes in there. Uh, I
And
will
what
I will hold off on my favorite scene because there are so many good scenes. The little baby looking creatures on the planet though, when they were getting the beryllium.
Oh, and so the red shirt dude,
Hmm.
Sigourney's going, oh, he's so cute, oh, the little one, oh, he's hurt, and all this, and and she's gonna walk out there, and the red shirt guy's going, don't you guys know? Yeah, yeah, and he's gonna turn into this big. The other guys will come out and attack, and they'll have big teeth and all this, and they're all looking at him, and he goes, "Do you guys ever watch the show?"
I called that tonight when I was rewatching it. It's like, yeah, because and I think after that point they made more connections of scenes in the show and stuff like that. Because yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, do you actually what you produce? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you're suckering. If you just watch your own show, you wouldn't fall for some of this stuff. And well, I thought it was funny on the way down in the shuttle. He's like complaining. They're like, "You wanted to leave up there." He's like, "I was going to die up there, or here. There's something on the planet that's going to kill me. I'm the extra. I'm the crew." It
Yeah,
was all
right.
hailing the red shirt, but you know, and
Yeah,
it was
and then
really.
they were joking. They opened the
Mhm.
back of the shuttle, and everyone was going, "No, no, don't open the door. You don't know if there's oxygen." And Shaloub's character goes out and sniffs or something and goes, "Smells fine to me," because that's up to every single. I understand why they do it, but it just used to be forever. People would go to alien planets, and it would
Mhm.
always be, "Yep, we can breathe," and the aliens are going to either speak English or they're
Mhm.
mentally going to think to you in English. And it was funny.
Yep. Well, we'll have to talk about these characters individually because they all have some significant moments. So, Mr. Angel says, of course, first lesson for you humans venturing out there. Rule number one: it's the cute things that will eat you the fastest. And these things were. They were
They
really
lured
quick.
you in.
They were all near the water because they were like, "Where are the humans? Where are the miners?" And somebody
Yeah.
said they look like 3-year-olds, and not miners like that, miners. The
Yeah,
beryllium.
right. Not
It's like, and then these little guys come out and oh, cute. Then all of a sudden, so we obviously know what happened to the beryllium miners, and
yes.
then this little one coming in limping. Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Gwen's like,
Poor little
oh,
guy.
cute. He's limping up. Oh, they're gonna help him, and he goes up to the water hole, drinks. They let him drink, and then all of a sudden you see them conniving and talking, and then the teeth come out, and they
Teeth come out.
rip the little one apart. Yes.
And Sigourney's gonna go save them, and they're all grabbing her. No.
No, get back here. There are 2 rules. In one, it's in Ghostbusters. If somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes. And then
Yep.
2, when in space, it's the cute things that will get you. So,
Yep.
but yeah, too funny. So, and of course, then they all run off. They all come out of the planet, and of course, they come back. Call, call, call. And like a whole planet full of these little guys are running out there, and you know, and see, you've got in that case, you see, you got where Jason and Tim Allen's character is actually being heroic in that he actually kind of he stayed behind on the planet so they could get off with the beryllium.
Yes.
Of course, they
Yeah,
knocked him out instead of eating him, and
well, yeah, and
but
then he thinks the other that weird looking creature is what
mm-hmm.
the
right
rock
well,
thing
and
is.
Dr. Lazarus is thinking that, oh, here he goes again, just wanting glory or whatever else, and I'm like, he got left on a planet, he's like,
well, yeah,
but we had that little argument there. But you're right, the pig. What did you think? Did you think the pig was going to be the big threat there?
No, I didn't. But
Well,
that's because, first of all, I am a sci-fi fan, so I have seen these things, and I figured that they'd figure out what it was they were chanting, and
mm-hmm.
those little creatures would not be afraid of that pig thing. They could take them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. So, and the other thing is, it is a parody, and they're trying to be funny. So, this looks like a good setup for that not being the champion here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it I like when they hit him with the rock, knock him out. Then he's playing around with the pig, like, hey, this is no threat. Then we see what the rock is, the big rock monster coming around, chasing him everywhere as a threat. Then we present, like I said, each of these characters have their own moment that really makes them. And in this case, it was Tech Sergeant Fred to his moment. He was like, no, I'll supervise. I can't do this. And he was good. I love like Tony Shalhoub. He was always, nothing bothered him.
Yep.
Throughout the movie until this one scene. It's like, no, I can't do this. It's not me. And they experiment. How about trying on the pig? And the pig came back inside out. You imploded him, remember?
Yeah. And they don't want to tell him. And Sigourney leans over the thing. She goes, please hold, or something like that.
Yes.
And then the alien goes, and it exploded.
Yes, and he's standing there with all the stuff on his face.
Gross, yes, falling down his face.
Beautiful comedy right there.
Yep. Oh, and then when he does finally get back, it's funny because Alan Rickman turns to him and goes, I see you managed to get your shirt off.
Yes. Oh, and that was a great scene. Of course, you didn't think he was going to be able to bring him up, but he did. The hero,
Yep.
Tech Sergeant Fred, he got Jason back up onto the ship, which we will see later, because then he also brings the rock monster up on the ship too later.
Yes.
to
Yeah.
deal with some of Saris's guys. So, what were some of the special moments that you had in this? I did see Jerry Minogue says we're going to talk about this a little bit later towards the end because yes, I do agree. I have a lot. We have quite a few comments on that one. But what are some of
Hmm.
the scenes you would like to talk about? What are some of the things with this
Well,
movie
from
that
a
jump out?
from a fan perspective and it being funny when they finally get a hold of the young man down on Earth, and he's trying to say, yeah, yeah, I came on a little strong the other day, and I'm so sorry, sir, and I know it's just a TV show, and and then Tim Allen goes, it's real, it's all real, and he goes, I knew it.
Yep.
I'm thinking that was the kid in all of us that grew up watching sci-fi going, oh yeah, we knew it
Hmm.
was really real. Um, so from the comedy, that kind of thing, and where they get online together, talking to each other about what they think, how he gets through this, and how you do over there, and the so that the auto destruct gets canceled, and what they think the what's the thing there the 13-second thing.
The Omega
Omega.
13
That's what the
sounds like a
Omega
daggone
13.
multivitamin. You
I
know.
know, yeah. So I enjoyed all of that. My heartfelt most favorite scene is with Alan Rickman and the alien who he's been a little surly with, a little get away from me, and yeah, yeah, you respect me as an alien and I'm not even an alien and all that. And then the alien is it gets shot
Hmm.
and he's going to die. And um Alan Rickman's character says the by Grapthar's a hammer, and you will be avenged, you will be remembered, you'll be I don't can't remember the exact things that he says,
It's the
but
line he
basically,
hated. It's the line
yeah,
that
the
from the beginning of
line,
the movie he hated and despised.
right.
Yes.
And he said the whole thing, so it wasn't just the single line, he said the whole little speech, and he
Mm,
meant it. And it was him, that I'm not angry with my character anymore, a bit like the gentleman who played Spock, uh Leonard Nimoy,
mm-hmm.
got a little irritated with everyone speaking to him like he was Vulcan, and he's like, I'm not Spock. And it took him a while to, I guess, realize how much that character meant to the fans, to get off of his own ego, and how much that character meant to his fans. And this was this character's Dr. Lazarus. So the actor suddenly going, I'm not just a character to these people.
Mm.
I am Dr. Lazarus. So that meant a lot to me.
That's nice. I'm not. I agree because that's an interesting real life example that you have right there. Because I have one in the Star Wars universe where it goes the opposite way, um,
Hmm.
where the actor doesn't appreciate the character, and but I think it really added a lot in this case. It's nice to see that they the nod to um, Nimoy there, and still with that how they equated it here in this movie because that was the most powerful scene. Uh,
Hmm.
the Mrs. actually made the comment, Mrs. If I don't get it right, please clarify. But what she said was it is also a great tribute to the great Alan Rickman. How he
Hmm.
could, it's like he could deliver the most blandest lines, but when he delivers it,
You
it's
feel it.
it's earth shattering. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the tone, the way he changes. You know, there are we listen to a lot of people, talking heads, and some of them just deliver lines, and
Hmm.
they're reading a teleprompter, and they're reading a teleprompter. And then there are people who have this gravitas, who make you believe that they're almost just making this speech up on the spot, not that they've been practicing it for the last 2 weeks,
Hmm.
because of the tone, because of the connection. So he was looking straight into the alien's eyes. No one else was around him. It was just the two of them. and he was delivering this, and it was very believable. I mean, I do remember in the beginning, the first time I saw it, I was crying, and I'm sitting
Mhm.
there going, "This is silly. It's a movie," but you felt it.
You did. It was, and it's really such a juxtaposition in this movie. We had this sci-fi movie. We had this well, not really slapstick, but we had this goofy comedy movie. Then we get a bit of real life thrown in,
Hmm.
a lot of somber on there, but it also was the that changing moment for Dr. Lazarus, or his the actor that played Dr. Lazarus, to realize what it means, and it was just an earth changing moment. It was their defining moment, like Shaloub's was, hey, I can do it, and
Hmm.
he started being able to do it. We see it later with Laredo, that hey, I can fly this thing, because the
Hmm.
second time he flies it through that minefield, he is not hitting anything. He is going through there like really, really amazing. So.
Yeah, he's flying it like, I know how to fly this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Oh,
remember what I did as a kid and how that.
that's another one of the great scenes at the end when they shot the bad guys out of the airlock. Jason and uh, him are fighting. They stage a fight. They put the aliens
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
airlock,
that's
blow
funny.
them off. It's
And
really
you called me what?
you stole my scene. It just
Right.
was. It
Well,
was so.
because they both knew they were going to, they got it. They got the, okay, yeah, we're going to stage a fight. But you felt like every mean thing they'd wanted to say to each other at all of these conferences, they put into pretending like they were fighting.
Well, and I love that scene because with the breakup from there, it's like, y'all go this way. Gwen and I go to the detonator. Loretta or Weber, you go learn to fly the plane. Why I gotta go to fly the plane? It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it was like the job he got assigned there. Let's see. Also, Gwen
Yeah.
said earlier, "What is this thing? I mean, serves no useful purpose." In the end, when they're going down the thing
Yes.
for
Oh God, that was hysterical. Oh my,
and
that whole
fire,
scene.
you had fire too.
Right, they had these choppy she's having a meltdown, right? Her uniform's ripped. She looks, her hair is a bit disheveled. It's still gorgeous, Sigourney Weaver, and she's stomping around like, what sadistic human being comes up with all these chop? What does that serve? No, I'm not going. That was hysterical. She did that perfectly. This was a woman who had been pushed too far.
And she was going to protect that role. She had one job on the ship, which is to
That's,
repeat the
that's
computer.
right.
She wasn't going to
Don't
be messed with about it.
don't take it away from me. I have one job on this ship.
Oh gosh, it's just this movie had so much of something for everybody. So see here, guys,
Yeah.
here's the cute little aliens on the planet here.
No, they were.
Eh,
You see,
they're
look at
cute.
those big.
Oh,
They've got big. Even the teeth don't look scary because they look like they're smiling, and they've got big eyes,
yep.
and they look so innocent until they eat you.
Yeah, they're savage little creatures,
They're
ripping
savage.
everybody
They
apart.
jump on top of you, and that's it, man. Survival of the fittest.
Now,
Uh,
AFK also said about the hard cut between the ribbon cut, where he has to use his line to sell products and then
mm-hmm.
giving him it. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's yeah, that buy Thor's hammer, what
Yeah.
savings, and then to this.
Yeah.
But you know what? Both were great deliveries. So the way he
Well,
sold
yeah.
the bored actor,
Yes.
I mean, was really,
Well, in the
really
beginning,
good.
when he's having that, he's leaning over the Nesbit. The captain is late, and he's back there throwing like the makeup thing in the on the floor, and he's like, I was in London, I was in the Shakespearean Henry the, or whoever, the eighth or whatever it was, and the other ones are all saying what he says every time
Yep.
he has a breakdown, and then when the captain shows up, he goes, hey, am I late for Dane having his meltdown.
Oh,
I'll bet the behind the scenes was funny with these people.
well, Mr. Angel says rule number 2, it means smiles equals yummy.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. When you see aliens like that smiling at you, you're prepared for you to be dinner. So yes, and the outfit was too tight purposely because way too much cleavage. Because
Yep.
like Snortopoopas, Gwen DeMarco, Fred, you had a part people loved. I mean, my TV Guide interview was 6 paragraphs about my boobs and how they fit into
Uh-huh.
my suit. No one bothered to ask me what I do on the show.
Yes, right.
Boobs. That
Babes,
was,
yes.
but it was, but it really, I think it was
Well,
into. Go ahead.
i in those sci-fi programs, they'd have guys that, some of their outfits were a little dorky, but they were a bit more utilitarian. You could kind of see, okay, I can see those are the outfits. And then they put women in these like skin tight things that are opened halfway to their belly button and all this. And I'm going, yeah, no, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Here's just a stage shot on the rock
Yep.
planet here. You can see they're just posing for casual pictures. This is not in the
Mm-hmm.
scenes because they were not so calm there, except Tony Shalhoub. His character stayed calm the whole thing. Mrs. was like, is he a stoner or something? Because he was just like so mellow and everything
It
until the
almost
one
came
scene.
across as a stoner. I'd agree with her. At some points, he kind of acted like, yeah. When he was delivering, hey, the people down here, they're like, the the engine, it can't take it anymore. Like
Yeah.
they're telling me that, FYI. Like I'm going,
Like,
okay. What did we take for breakfast this morning?
yeah. It's like he had a bunch of Valium or something.
I
It was
guess
like
so, yes. But he
just.
did do his job. He had to get the captain back on the ship. So,
Mm-hmm. And it was really, really interesting to see. Let's shout out to this guy here, red shirt, Mister Number 6. Yeah, guy who became the security officer
yes. Yep.
in the rebooted show. So our
Well, and
Snortopoopas is
then
confirming when a polar bear smiles at you, dinner is served.
oh, Sonority.
But one of my favorite scenes with this guy, he just was such a good. We had so many good scenes with him. He was a great comic relief, in so
Mhm.
many ways, and he was the MC at the beginning. He tagged along. Then on the way up down to the planet, it's like I won't be able to stay up there. I'd be eaten, and I'm going to die. Come down here with you guys. I'm the number 6. I'm the expendable one. One of the favorite scenes that I had with him, I'm going to pull this down and see if I can find it.
I
Actually,
think
was
I know
near
which one you mean, but go
which
ahead.
was which was near the end of the scene. Oh shoot! By the way, I'm going to stop 1 second. This was
Uh-huh.
this back to the thing when Tech Sergeant is trying to learn how to bring them back aboard.
Uh-huh.
So we got Laredo with his gun drawn. This is obviously after what came back up because
Uh-huh.
after
Yeah, he's got
Lazarus
his
is holding his mouth shut, he's wincing.
like, don't
He's
say anything.
she's look horror. Yeah, just
Can you
just
just a moment,
isn't that
please?
Guy Fleegman? He became Guy
He
Fleegman.
became
Yes,
Guide Fleegman. Yep.
Guy Fleegman. Exactly. See, I love that, and it's just that was the sight humor too. These actors, it was a talented cast, in that just
Yes.
little things like that made the movie an even better experience than that.
Well, and some of
Here we
the
go.
like
Here we go.
okay, go ahead.
This is the scene, the one where Guy was standing around watching when she revealed exactly what she was to him.
Oh, and oh yeah. Oh no, that's not right.
They start. Oh yeah, yes, exactly. He's standing on the other side, like, oh, that's not right. He's
That's
like,
not
get around.
right.
That's not right.
I
Well,
thought it was funny because he kept going through the whole time. I'm the red shirt. I'm gonna die. I'm guy number 6 on the second season, 5th episode or whatever. And
yeah,
I forget what character turns to him and says, "Maybe you're not the expendable red shirt. You're the plucky comedian. No, plucky. comic relief, plucky
Come,
comic
yeah,
relief is
yeah,
what I think he said. And then he ended up kind of turning into that.
yeah, exactly. And here's what the Thermian looked like
Yep.
without
And they
their
made that god
body
awful
changers.
squeaking sound.
Yeah, and remember the scene they came in when everybody's horrified when they got beamed up. They're like, they
Yes.
forgot to
Yep.
use their converter things.
They turned them into human looking. Yes. I
Yes,
really
exactly.
did like I really did like the head of the Thermians, Mathazar,
There you go, man.
because that actor
Yes.
played, he's an alien. He's sort of the semi leader of his alien group.
Mm-hmm.
They've based their whole world on these historical documents,
Mm-hmm.
and their world had been not in a good place, and now it was. And he played that childlike innocence. Now, this is an adult trained actor, but he's playing that childlike innocence, and it did
Mm-hmm.
not come off as, oh, it's an actor trying to pretend like they're a child. It
Mm-hmm.
came off as very sincere. A lot of the actors in this are really good.
And he's the second one from the left here.
Yes,
This is Malthazar. Yes.
that was Mathesar.
You know, the guy that said he was not a leader, but yet in the end
Yep,
had his moment. Yeah, he was the leader because he at the end
yep.
saves the day against Saurus.
Mm-hmm.
So, which we find out the Omega 13 is it goes back in time 13 seconds, like the kid, like Justin Long had said. That was their theory with it. So at the end, when Saurus had come on, was killing everybody on the bridge, Malthazar got over there, activated the weapon, and Jason hit the button, and it took them back, so they were able to, save the crew, save the ship at the end with that. So, but yeah, he was definitely a leader, though. This guy here,
Mm-hmm.
this first guy, is what I died me when that stupid pig exploded.
Thing blew up, and I'm
Just
sitting there.
stood
It
there.
was because it's so gross. It's this
Yeah.
weird orangey clear, yuck, and it's kind of like sliding off of his face, and I'm like, oh
Yes, the
no,
sliding. Yeah,
ugh. I
it's the
could not be an
sliding.
actor in that scene. I'd have just been, oh no, no, you're not throwing that stuff at me.
It looks like the miss, like the missus reacts when she sees boiled okra. It's like not
Ugh,
good, not good.
no.
Let's see. Let's see.
So
I'm just.
Mrs. did find out that although
Yep.
Shalhoub could not overtly portray a stoner in a PG-13 movie, correct, back then, he insisted that Quan should always be shown eating to subtly reference the stoner stereotype. And that was from the wiki. Yeah, I hadn't actually read that, but that does make sense. Yeah, he is always eating, like he's got the munchies. But I was with you. He just acted like he was stoned. But they would have not have allowed that in a PG-13 movie for him to specifically say that. Although it's
Oh,
funny, they could show the captain being having a hangover from obviously drinking too much, but we can't discuss getting stoned, you know.
yeah. Oh my gosh. So, hello, Sci-Fi Mombi. Good to see you
Hello.
now. Hey, hopefully you've been able to lurk in here. Share, vote in our poll, Sci-Fi Mombi. Make sure you, tell us what some of your favorite scenes are. We, oh gosh, Mister Mister Angel says, "Snort a poopus, please stop pouring garlic sauce over my future girlfriend. Thank you." Oh, like space calamari. Ah, yeah, and get Jerry. We are going to get to that ending scene before we close up. But hey, this is after that scene, but you can still see the guy still has some of that orange stuff on him.
Yeah. Mhm.
This and so the bad guys are in the background. So you know what I
Yeah.
find interesting with this attention to detail, because this thing had to be shot at different times. The
Mhm.
fact that they paid enough attention that this guy still had the orange smudges and that orange blob stuck to his head.
Well, and you look at the wall behind them.
Yeah.
This stuff is the parts of it are still stuck to that wall too.
Mm-hmm. Because so many
Yeah.
times they forget to do that. They move it around
Yes.
or reshoot or do whatever, and they forget what they created, and it's a different thing.
Well, that's how you end up with Game of Thrones with but water bottles and Starbucks cups.
Yes, I remember seeing that. Yes, the continuity crew was fantastic. Yes, I remember that was a big thing about stupid Starbucks cup in the middle of the old. Oh gosh, that was
Yep, and water bottles.
water bottles. Yes, it's like, do
Yeah,
you people
that
not pay
that does
attention?
happen. There are a lot of very good movies that were shot on location, and they'll have an airplane in the far distance. Now what they tend to do is they will edit that out with special effects. They'll go back and they'll take it out. But you used to get the VHS or the first DVDs, and it would still have like cars driving in the background, or this is, the Middle Ages in England and there's an airplane. And so there's to be the person that's in charge of making sure that doesn't happen. That is a very serious job.
Yep, absolutely. Sci-Fi Mommy loves the Mega 13 device. It was interesting how they rolled it out. I will say.
Well, when they looked up,
Hmm.
so the kid on Earth was saying, I wish we could see the picture because I'd love to see it. And they both looked up and there was the bubbles, the effect in the ceiling.
Hmm.
It was beautiful.
Oh yeah, yeah. The purple bubbles. Let me see. I don't know if
Hmm.
there's anything. I don't know if I've seen any of
That
those
might not
around here.
be. Yeah.
But yeah, it really was, and the way they revealed it though, think it was the kicker because I mean you almost forgot about it. It became like a
Yeah.
almost a joke that it was never seen. It was just talked about. Nobody knew what it was. So, oh, by the way, here we got a picture of Guy Fleegman. Here,
Okay.
see, we got it
Fleegman.
right here. Guy Fleegman here.
Yeah. Chief,
Oh,
security chief. Yes. Does he really? That wouldn't surprise me.
yeah, probably so. What does
He
this
does have a
device look
pretty
like?
big
Yes.
watch, too. Well, yeah, the other
Oh,
thing is you have
see,
to
Snort
stop and
Poopus.
think.
Yeah, said
I was
you
going to
could
say, you
see
have,
it in an
have
episode of Combat. Yeah.
yeah, you'd have to stop and think if the show never wrote what it was, and the Thermians based everything in their world on the historical documents. It's not in the historical documents. So, how did they even create this device that they'd never used? But
Who?
that's
Yeah.
okay. We let it. It
Yeah.
was such a good movie. I was going to let that slide. It's
Well,
not
because
perfect.
it laid it back to the fan theory. It let
True.
the fan
That's true.
theory decide what, like the countdown clock. Even though they hid the button and everything, it kept counting down to one
Oh, okay.
because
So
it
I
always
thought
stops
I
at
thought it
one.
was gonna I thought it was gonna stop at seven. Double O
Yeah,
seven
but
is
in
what I
all these,
thought. And then
yeah,
it kept going and I went, "Oh, it'll be one." Yeah.
yes. So I mean, why not? That this actually becomes, there was all this debate. Nobody knew what it was, but these kids had this fan theory, and it turned out to be what the fan theory was. And we saw that he made up to the kid and the kid's friend. So with just the telecommunicator and having them walk them through the ship because. Oh my gosh, all those things like what's the smell in the hallway? Whatever that quote was earlier that we had, that was
Mhm.
just it was oh yeah,
I
what is this thing? I mean, it serves no useful purpose for there to be a
Yep.
bunch of chompy, crushy things in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was having her meltdown. She had a great meltdown. That was prime real estate and having a nope, nope, I'm done.
Yep.
Nope, not doing it.
And so
I do
Sci-Fi
have to
Mommy
point
also
out.
likes. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, she liked
Um,
the scene with Jason and the Rock Creature. So
yes,
too.
the rock creature was quite well done, actually. I mean,
Hmm.
for a special effect and what they were doing and when they were doing it, that was a pretty good special effect. But I have to point out, as a mom, I mean, I know because I've seen ET, and
Hmm.
that mom was clueless.
Right.
When the kid comes downstairs with an arm full of bottle rockets, I mean, they're big,
Oh yes.
Catherine, those
Uh,
gigantic 2 foot long things. And she's like, where are you going? And he goes, and he starts saying, well, the ship, and they have to come down, and they don't know where to land, and so we're going to form a landing thing with she explains it to her, and she's just staring at him. She goes, oh, okay, well, have fun. And then she looks at her husband and goes, well, at least he's going outside. And I'm like, oh, come
Yes.
on, come
This
on.
this is the same mom that made him go take the trash out during
Get
the
the
most
trash out.
climactic moment.
And she's going to let it walk off with all those fireworks.
Mom, I'm saving the universe. I want the trash out. That's saving this universe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let's see. Stormpoop said, I suspect they watched a documentary about the show where the device was discussed as something that would have been in the next season. And Mr. Angel says, the rock creature is a great example of the correct use of special effects, serving the story instead of being the main thing.
Yep.
And they were actually able to bring it back the second time because they actually used that to get rid of the other goons on the ship.
Yep. They did that quite well.
Exactly. And then, of course, you think Grognok or whatever was the pig at first, but nope, it was not.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was
frankly, the
thinking
whole
that
historical
too.
documents thing is weird.
Go ahead.
Did the Thermians also watch commercials in the credits? Just relax and enjoy the weirdness and don't ask. Yeah, it is kind of one of those things because it's interesting. The other Sirius knew what actors were. These creatures didn't even know anything about actors or anything else like that. The whole concept was foreign to them, and how making them historical documents was kind of interesting. But it's like MST3K says, sometimes just sit back and enjoy it, sit back and relax,
Well, yeah, and there are, people will tell you, oh, this movie is a 10 and that kind of stuff. To be fair, even those things that are very, very well done, there's going to be a few things because it's just really hard to do anything that's absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, if it brings you this, if it brings you joy and you absolutely love it and you buy into the concept, you're going to let a few things slide. Like, yeah, what did they think that the credits were and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I said, there's always going to be something silly. But then again, honestly, in a movie like this, I like silly. I like to be. I don't. If you had to prove everything to the scientific fact of everything, it's like, where's the fun in the movie? At what point do you lose that fun? So, exactly, we know that the movie was absolutely funny, and what amazed me was the actors that came together in a movie like this, because I don't think you see very often a combination of actors of this popularity. I mean, Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Rickman, Tony Shalhoub, and even in some of the other roles, it just was to see the chemistry, to see the way they pulled it off. Some movies are basically writing, some movies are the actors, and some movies it's both. And I think this one was both. I mean, they had the really good writing, and the actors were talented. It wasn't like you were Jennifer Lawrencing it or Brie Larsoning it, because you really had actors and actresses. I mean, Sigourney Weaver, I did not expect her to be able to play up her boobs like that, but she played this character so well, because I'm used to a lot of serious roles and stuff like that, but she was a hoot in this, just with that. But then also her other moments with them. So, oh gosh, here you go. While taking a break from Saving the Galaxy, our heroes pause to enjoy the fizzy taste of Uncola and have a cheeseburger from Burger King. There you go. So, Mr. Angel, see, since then, Futurama is a newer show, had an episode with aliens saying that Ally McBeal is real. So the concept is used more often. So, it's sort of poopus. I mean, Ally McBeal isn't real. So, all right. Well, we got 19 people with us. So, folks, if you have moments in this movie that you want to share with us. Any other thoughts? Daisy, are there any other points or thoughts that you had with this movie? I'm taking a look at, see if we can see a few more pictures.
No, I mean, I really like this movie.
What?
And you know what? It's if you're sitting here and you're listening to us and you've gone, okay, I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't my thing. That is absolutely fine because I say this every time we do one of these movie reviews. There are hundreds of movies that have been made in
Mhm.
all kinds of genres, in all kinds of topics, and, black and white and color and all kinds of stuff. And the reason for that is we don't all like the same thing, and it's fine. I just
Mhm.
happen to love it, but I don't need everybody else to love it.
Right. Because see, this movie has some. See, it's like every movie has could have personal. Hey, Stunning's here. Hey, Stunning. You good to see you. Oi. All hell, Megatron. Mr. Angel needs to have a talk with Snortopoopas. Get the hot
Uh
cocoa
oh.
first. But it's like all these movies. We're back to 20 people. Thank y'all so much. 17 on this YouTube side. Make sure you've hit that like button. Vote in our poll and share it out still while we're going. I appreciate everybody here and the support tonight. You guys make this fun and appreciate y'all support and great people like Daisy Blossom that are willing to come on and spend time with me and hang on and just talk about some of these things that have memories. This is a movie that I did not have a lot of personal experience with the genre, sci-fi or whatever. I just liked seeing good movies and funny movies, and it was a good one for the time. Sometimes we see movies for personal reasons. Some of my favorite movies, like I said, with Star Wars, that will always be. I always have the memories with my grandparents
Mm-hmm.
and with the
Mm-hmm.
original Star Wars movie and my parents. And yeah, those things stick with you. And you know, unfortunately, see, my parents didn't get into this stuff. They didn't. They supported me because I liked it, but I talked to my mom the other day about that. She's like, I just didn't get into stuff like the Battlestar Galactica or Buck Rogers. I've been asking her about. She's like, how did you get into those? I don't know. I just knew about them, and you just But she says she never, she's like, I didn't do it, and I'm like, well, how did even I don't know how I got in all these shows. I don't know how I watched them because I know my parents didn't watch it, but and
Well,
some. Go ahead.
you might have. We didn't. Well, okay, and you're younger than I am, but we played outside. You would come home from school and Saturday morning cartoons. You might watch shows in the afternoon if it was raining. Your friends, you might be at school and they'd talk about whatever, Buck Rogers, and let's play, like we're that, or Star Trek or Star Wars. You know, when I was younger, it was, playing the Cowboys and Indians or Pirates. So kids just sort of learn from each other. We did all tend to grow up with at least one TV in the house. So we were sort of introduced to things that I don't think our parents generation didn't grow up with that. So I don't think
Mm,
they entirely really realized how much kids were taking in from what they were watching on TV or what their friends were watching. Um, so yeah, an older generation could go, well, I'm not quite sure how you got into that. I was introduced to Star Trek by my dad when the series came out. He raised me as a sci-fi fan. I We would, talk about whatever the silliness of tachyon fields, and you know, we liked Star Wars when it came out in '77, but that you can't actually see the lasers in space. So yeah, just depends. Sometimes it's your friends, sometimes it's other members of your family, and yeah,
it's all good.
who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows how we get into the things we get into?
All I know is my mom just disclaimed two things: any sci-fi like Buck Rogers and Battlestar Galactica, and that she did not show me the trilogy of terror. She insists that it was my dad and my sister that had that. So, oh, wait.
Yeah,
So,
my mom wasn't into the whole sci-fi either. She
uh,
just sort of she wasn't really into science. So, I mean, when I was growing up watching Star Trek, we hadn't been to the moon yet. And so,
yeah.
I grew up watching This Is How We're Going to Get to the Moon and the different Apollo launches and that kind of thing. And my dad would sit me down and explain the science behind all of that. And my mom,
Hmm.
she couldn't be bothered. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go in the kitchen and cook dinner, and
Yeah.
don't care
That
if we land on the moon. Who
they were
cares?
very practical on the here and now and what's on Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, this is not going to help me get dinner done any faster. Although,
Never mind. They didn't bother to think about the food processor things where you could
well,
just
and
speak it into
eventually
existence.
you did get some things. So I remember the first microwave my dad got for my mom. First of all, the thing was huge.
Oh yeah, they
And
were
and so
battleships.
she was reading the instructions, and she was absolutely convinced that you could not cook a turkey in that short a time. So she turned the thing on as long as it would go, totally destroyed the turkey. I mean, she's lucky she didn't set it on fire. I mean, it was hysterical.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
gosh.
she was like, so from then on, she did read the book that came with the microwave and made sure she cooked it properly.
That is very important. Microwave
Yes.
popcorn was also a bad innovation in the world days of microwaves because
Oh,
people would
yeah.
burn them all the time, or they
Oh,
would
God.
pop and break their glass turntables.
Yep.
So,
And then people would forget because TV dinners used to actually come in aluminum, like a
y-
tin thing
yep,
that you can't put in the microwave. So
yep.
people would forget and they'd pop it in the microwave and then it'd spark. Yeah, it was great.
Oh man, my
So
God.
much
Yep,
fun.
exactly. That they would. That. Yeah.
The
The
best
funny
thing
things you could
about the Apollo mission was Tang.
tang. Exactly. Oh. Well, Sci-Fi Mommy said this. I don't know if you want to read this one.
Mm,
You want to read the
I love
quote?
Gwen. I have one job on this ship. It's stupid, but I'm going to do it.
There you go. Snort Poopa
I
said
didn't do
next will
that
be.
exactly like Sigourney. She's an
Uh,
actress. I'm not.
oh, you did fine with that. Superman, an actor wearing blue tights with the underwear on the outside. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yeah.
Snorter Poopas, don't cry. Entire cub hoop was a big lie, cries icy tears. Now, see, Mr. Angel, be careful. Telling you, Snorter Poopas, there's always hope. At least alien Santa is real. Every time I hear something about hope like that, I hear Jen Urso. Rebellions are built on hope. I can't do the British accent. I'm sorry. Like,
Rebel. Did she have a British accent? I guess she did, didn't
I
she?
think.
I
I
thought
think.
only the
I don't.
bad guys. I thought
I
only the bad guys had
no. I
British
think she
accents in
did in
Star
that one
Wars.
quote. I think she did in one quote. It slipped through.
Oh, okay.
Every once in a
Oh,
while. So.
because the actress is British.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. What
Okay.
actor or actress is not British these days in America? I mean, my God, you
Well,
got Andrew Lincoln playing a small Georgia sheriff, and he's like from England, and it's like in Walking Dead. It's like but hey,
who is it? There's some actor who just pulls off. Well, British. There's quite a few dialects from England that they pull off American accents better than Americans pull off British ones. So
you don't want
I
to hear
have
my
seen
British
this.
accent?
No, I don't. But thank you so much for asking. You don't want to hear my southern one either.
I
So
like to hear your
let's not.
Southern accent.
No, it's
I
terrible.
do. I do.
So anyway, this I can't remember who the actor is. Anyway, I'd seen him in a TV show and a couple other things, and he always sounded like an American. And then he was doing an interview on one of those late night shows, and he had this British accent, and I'm going, what is he got a new movie coming up? And I found out
I
he's
know.
actually English, and he puts on this American accent
Yes.
very
Yes.
well. He went to school in the United
Yeah.
States for a
And
time.
Snort Poopus, thanks for
So,
confirming. Yeah, because I think she was trying to not speak English the
okay,
whole
and it
movie,
came
but I
through.
think that's one line that where it bled through. Yeah, exactly. And Snort Poopus also is going to tell me now. You'll tell me you can't hear in space. No ships going whoosh and no pew pew sounds.
I know. I
Say it
hate
ain't
to be the
so.
bearer of bad news. It's
Oh,
okay.
that's a
No,
It's a
in
trunk.
in
Okay.
guys, in space, no one can hear you scream.
Mm, that's
That's
still
from
a movie.
Aliens.
That's
Sigourney
still
Weaver, that's Aliens.
that's still a movie I have never seen.
You've never seen Alien?
Nope.
Oh my god,
Why
what
does
is
everybody panic? Well, because
wrong?
I got bored early when like there's only one bad alien, so I'm like bored. So, I
Oh,
mean,
I get it. No pew pew.
right? That's why I love Aliens. You know, and all the other alien movies after that stink. So,
You have to see the first one. Come on, the first one is basically a haunted house in space.
uh
It's a scary mansion in space. You never know when the alien's going to come out, and you don't know what it's going to look like. And the second one is two moms. Don't mess with moms.
hello, your Mazamanko uncle called me a sinner for that.
Uh,
Yes.
uh-huh.
Well, wait. I was ma'am Wrath of Khan, and I got heat for that. I've got to watch Wrath of Khan
You
though,
haven't
so
seen The Wrath of Khan?
I saw it once.
You have to see the original. That
I
it's a little cheesy, but you have to
Yeah.
see the next the OT Star Trek that it's based on with Khan in it,
That's what
and then
somebody
see
tells
the
me.
Wrath of Khan. Yes.
Okay, that I could do with. Okay, I will tell you. Thank you for AFK for putting Mrs. Links out there again. Make sure y'all are
Yeah,
subscribed over there to her channel. But yeah. See, I
Khan.
will take that. I will do that. I will do that and accept that, and I will. Oh, and
I
that
will tell you,
I think Buddy
since you're
Hepburn is
into,
another one that has said that. But I will do
yeah,
that in that case.
I know
What
you're
I,
into pew pew. I get that you're into pew
but
pew, and
I
this
tell you
is
what I don't like doing. This case, I don't mind going and heading towards it because people say the same thing like with Star Wars Rebels and stuff that it explained like Ahsoka and the other stuff. But in that case, I'm going backward. I didn't want to go backward. This one, okay, I've heard enough about that. I'll still try to do it, and
mhm.
I'll
Well,
still try to.
I've seen
Oh, by the way, here's our young
so the
people
big
here.
are young people.
Yes,
Oh
the
yes, yes,
geeks.
yes, yes. There they are. And the people dressed up doing the cosplays and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I've been in an audience like that. I was in, I'll tell you one. So my dad and I went to one of the cons. This was before I was married. So we're at the thing, and it's got people from a whole bunch of different things. So we got to see the people who did some of the practical effects for the Conan the Barbarian movie. That was a
Mm-hmm.
fascinating panel. But they had people from Star Trek, and they happened to have, and I cannot remember which actor it was. So they were all sitting up there, and people would come and ask questions, right? And this guy on the We Get Bored with Fans front
Mm-hmm.
sits there and goes, I'm sorry. I really don't know what you're referring to. I mean, I was just on the show. I don't know the name of every rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, and my dad and I are going, oh, you will never get invited back, dude. What did you just say?
Yes.
You know? And that was a human being who hadn't gotten a whole lot of other roles and was like, you know what, you people, like, they're sitting up there as the actor and looking out at all the fans going, you people need to get a life, you know?
Yes.
You don't say that to the fans. Uncool.
No. JKAFK. I'm glad you got you some Justin Long in there. Mrs. said Daniel Davies, who played the butler in The Nanny, was American, but his English accent was so good, many people told him he had helped Charles Shaughnessy, who is English, with his accent.
Well, okay, so the guy
What,
in
what
Magnum
kind of brand of hot
PI,
dogs were those? Cons. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Magnum PI, the gentleman who had the two Dobermans,
Higgins.
Higgins is not English either. He's an
Really?
American. Yeah.
Wow.
And he said people would come up and say, "Oh, you must be from blah 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 England," and he'd just nod and smile and like, "No, I'm an American."
Yeah. Yeah. That is so funny how that happens with these actors, and it just, uh, and of course, then
Well,
we trade shows. Go ahead.
the the guy who played Chekhov on the original Star Trek
Hmm.
had this Russian accent, and the reason for that was his parents were Russian. So, like when I was younger, I had a British accent, and I've lost it, so I sound American. So he could fake this sounding Russian believably because he grew up listening to it.
Yeah. And good night,
So,
AFK.
good
Thanks for coming
night.
to being here so long. Exactly. So, all right. Well, any other thoughts with this one? I think
No,
we kicked it around pretty good. I mean, it's
I
one of the
think we
best
did a good
movies,
job.
and I loved. Thank you guys in the chat for coming in, sharing your thoughts
Hmm.
with us. I'll make sure to close the poll. Um, you know, got the misses. It's time for that other. So John Hillerman, Hillerman, yeah, he was born in
Yes.
Texas. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. See, and I don't know whether he'd studied in England or whether, like me, his parents were British, but
Mhm.
he'd do lots of interviews and he'd giggle about these people that would come tell him what part of England they thought he was from. And he's like, yeah, it depends. He goes, if it's a little old lady and she's very polite, I just smile and say yes, because you don't want to be mean to these people. I say, no, I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
you know?
The Jerry saying the funniest part was my neighbor's starship on Earth. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not
What is
sure.
that now?
Jerry said the funniest part was my neighbor's starship on Earth, and I'm not. I think he might be referring to this part here was when they landed the Galaxy Quest on Earth because they had broken off.
Oh,
Yes, I mean
yes.
we were just talking about that in the back room.
Hmm.
That it's like I'd be mad if I mean everybody here with this fascinating ending. Big spaceship comes down, crashes into the building, dramatic into your favorite convention, and then your favorite actresses walk out all like battle damage looking. Then a big alien comes out, and then one of them shoots them and disintegrates them.
And
What a
they're all
great ending,
cheering.
and all that stuff. Unless you go to the parking lot and you found out your car's been destroyed.
Your car's been destroyed, and the convention center's going, I hope the insurance covers this. Because there's this ship sticking out the side of our convention center right now.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh, you know what? So I got to tell you, Jerry, I saw in a chat I was in, I don't know, a couple months ago, someone, instead of calling it autocorrect, they called it auto incorrect
yes,
because it's often incorrect.
yes, exactly. They're so often wrong. Yes,
Yes.
and I tell you
God
what, when
forbid
I
you
use voice to
talk
chat,
into
it's
your
worse.
phone.
Yes,
Yes.
you've seen some of the words I that was not what I said, and not even close.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
use an app on my phone in loud situations because I'm hard of hearing. So the phone will live caption what someone is saying to me, right? And it'll show it to me.
mm-hmm.
And sometimes the things that the phone says the person said, I'm like giggling. And they're looking at you
Yeah.
because they're being sick. It's sometimes it's a serious conversation. I've asked a serious question, they're answering it. And I have to show them my phone, and then they just bust out and go, nope, that's not what I said. Yeah, I bet that's not what you said.
Yep. Say, um, give me 1 second.
Do we hear from the publicists of these actors? Not
Yeah,
quite sure
I'm right here.
what that meant, Jerry. Okay.
Which, yep. I'm not sure either with that, but I tell you, Galaxy Quest is streamlined. The Starship Enterprise isn't. Yeah, exactly. Starship Enterprise was a different thing, not as streamlined as Galaxy Quest. But yeah, that'd be a heck of a way to end a convention though, like that. But it's like everybody's
Obliterate.
blissfully
Yeah, oblivious.
ignorant until they walk out of the car. So
They
which
don't
one?
notice the whole side of the
Yeah.
building is missing.
Which one, that the building or your car got destroyed? Snort of poopus. Yeah. Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Angel said, my autocorrect and speech to talker screaming in agony trying to figure out what language I speak now again. Payback, autocorrect. Payback. That's too
Well, and I
funny.
will tell you that a lot of the phones, okay, the people that design them are from Silicon Valley, which is on the
Mm-hmm.
west coast of the United States. So if you are from New
Ah,
York or the deep south, or you wake up in the morning and forget you're supposed to speak American and speak with the British accent, your phone has no idea what you said.
nope.
Yup.
Nope. Not at
I'm
all.
I'm with I'm with Snort though. He said I was mad. That never happened to me at any Star Trek convention I attended. I demand a refund. I know it never happened to me either at anyone I went to either. It's just not fair.
Well, I got a great story. I want, I'm,
Hmm.
and the missus can back me up on this. Because one of the greatest things she did for me was actually, uh, uh, we went to the Star Wars celebration years ago when the kids were real small. Well, we had to take her mom because, somebody watched the kids for some things.
Hmm.
Like George Lucas was appearing on the main stage at, um, like in the middle of the afternoon, like 2, 3, 4 o'clock, something like
Hmm.
that. But it's like you do those insane things where you have to get there so ridiculously or early and
Uh-huh.
stuff,
Yes.
and it just was. It was really an interesting thing because we had planned ahead for that, and she was coming on. She was actually going to come with me to the the event with George Lucas instead of making me go by myself. Uh, well, we had her mom with us, so 2:30 in the morning. We get up, we walk over, we stayed at a hotel right next to the convention center in Orlando, and we walked over. My mother-in-law had the kids for the hotel for the day and stuff, so we ended up going in. Mrs. is like, as long as you stay awake all night, you know, uh, as long as you stay a night, and I'll go with you. I'll wait. Yeah, sure, I'll do that, and all that stuff. Of course, I don't. I am deathly struggling to stay awake and everything
Uh-huh.
else, and and it's like crazy. I mean, I'm barely hanging on, and finally daylight comes up and all that. Then they finally move us in. She's sleeping on the hard concrete outside,
Yeah.
just sleeping on the concrete. Then we walk in, and she gets to sleep on the carpet inside.
Uh-huh.
And then they start picking people, have you standing up, moving here and there, tightening the line because they have the convention to run, they have to keep things open, and then all of a sudden, somewhere behind us, we start hearing a geek guy. I think he's more a nerd. I don't know which is worse, nerd or geek, but he's popping his language out. He's showing off to this girl who actually was a nice looking girl back behind us and stuff. But oh man, when the dude came up, yes, Mrs. I need you to help me with something if you got a second to come on for a second beside this story.
Sleeping on the concrete.
Um, yes, exactly. It was nasty carpet. Yeah, probably the concrete was um, cleaner than that carpet, but yeah, then again, it was crazy. So, what is sort of Poopa saying? Who is this auto collect, and why do we tolerate some German changing what we type or say? I agreed. They change it all the time.
Uh-huh. Yes, they do.
They do it all the time.
Well, and I love the
But
new one now. It tries to
but yeah,
change your grammar. So it explains that you've used the wrong grammar. And I'm constantly looking at my phone and
mm-hmm.
going, "Excuse me, I'm speaking the King's English and I beg to differ on your grammar." Because no, it's
Oh
trying
my
to change
God.
it. You're like, no, that's not
Yeah,
where a comma goes. And no, this isn't a this or a that. Or yes, it is a hyphenated word, you know? I'm like, I don't know what English schools
exactly.
that
Exactly.
autocorrect went to, but it does not know.
It's wrong. And speaking of, here she is to help me with something too at the end. Mrs. is here. Yes. Hi, Mrs.
Hello,
Hello,
Mrs.
hello everybody. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Good. Yay. So what you need me for?
I always
I'm
love to hear your. I love hearing. Oh, that slide for Saturday, that Masters. If you had that ready,
the
but
slide.
I
Oh,
love
yes,
hearing
I will
you
get
back
okay,
me
let
up.
me get that. I'll
Oh
get
yeah,
it.
but I also love hearing your rendition of that event. Because we got a special Carrie Fisher sighting that day too. She appeared out a surprise with
Oh,
George
Yeah.
Lucas on
nice.
stage, and it was really neat. But the big thing was the geek down when this kind of
Oh my
attractive guy
gosh,
showed
it
up
was
making the moves on the chick.
it was so funny. It was so funny. It
Nerd
was
dude
like
threw
it
down.
was like kind of it was kind of scary. Um, Give me a second. I'm trying to get this also for you. Um, oh crap. Um, I don't have
Well, the
anything
other
set up
thing
for
while
this.
you're getting that, we can
But
get you.
yes, well,
Yeah.
okay, so you got to understand I was sleeping on concrete, I was sleeping on floors, and then you get these people back there, and they were so funny, just like throwing their facts out and like trying thinking, how sexy they were all with all their Star Wars facts and everything else like that, and just really laying it on. And then we found out there was Star Wars speed dating. We said, "Oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah.
they should go on that. They should just go to the speed dating, right?" And then we
Yes.
joked that me and him, yeah, even though we're married, we should go to the speed dating too, just to see what it was like.
What it was like.
Yes. Oh,
Uh,
Well, I know the
I will
missus would
tell
get a
you,
match. I don't know about me, but hey,
one of the
yeah.
good things about going to the sci-fi things back in the 70s is they were not, at least the ones we attended, were not as insanely huge um as some of the more modern fandoms got over time. So we didn't have
Hmm.
to wait outside hours in advance and sleep on concrete, which wouldn't have been lovely outside in a city. We just walked in, and most of the talks, you could just get there 5-10 minutes early, and they'd open the doors and everybody could find a seat, so that was nice. I don't think the conferences were quite as huge as they became,
mm.
especially after Star
Hmm.
Wars. um, Although I suppose the comic cons would probably have been much bigger, as opposed to, say, like a Star Trek type convention or a sci-fi type convention weren't quite as big,
Well,
Hmm.
which
I
was
told
nice.
Dadman, I said if you want to go see this, you need to get into they had different overflow areas with screens and everything on them. But I said, if you want to go see this, you need to see
Yeah,
it live. I mean, there's
yeah,
just no other way. I said, and that's the only way stay. I'm not going to, hang out with you if we go. It's just not worth it to me. I mean, we can
To
watch
get a
the
side room,
recording of
yeah.
it, and so that's what it was really neat. And
yeah.
actually, the view was not that bad
We
where we
ended
were
up
at.
pretty close to the front. We
We
Oh,
were,
good.
surprisingly close, and right,
yeah,
and we were in the middle section too.
Yeah, well, it was really good where we were at. So it was quite enjoyable, and
Hmm.
I preferred Carrie Fisher way much more than George Lucas. She was hilarious and
Yes, she was. She was a
just
funny lady.
so fun and
George
really
Lucas
enjoyed
is
her.
he's not a good speaker, George Lucas.
He was it was,
Yeah.
it was what it was, but I really enjoyed Carrie Fisher.
Oh
It
yeah,
made it worth it for me.
she was unfiltered. She was like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like, I'm sitting there. I'd never heard. I was like, I was shocked. I was like,
Yeah,
"Whoa,
she had
hello."
quite a personality, yes.
Well,
She was
that's what she says about her mom. I mean, what Mrs.
she
says
was a
about
Yeah,
lot
Billy
like
Reynolds.
her mom was
yeah.
um I want to use the word vulgar, but I don't mean it in a bad way.
Yeah.
She had a potty mouth.
What do you mean,
Yeah.
sing in the rain, sing in the
You
rain? I mean,
know,
what a
um,
happy
but
again. I mean, it's
but
like nice and
I had no problem with it. If that's
Yeah.
who I would rather her be who she is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. And not pretend to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Daisy, you got any other thoughts on this, or Mrs.? Do you want to say anything about Galaxy Quest before we close up?
No, because it's getting late.
Yep.
And I'm
Okay.
sure Daisy is getting tired, and I'm
Yep.
sure you're getting tired, and
I
yeah.
might play Fortnite in a little bit, so who knows? We may
No.
continue the
Good
party
for
on.
you.
Good for
Hey,
you. Yeah.
Well, good for you.
thank you,
proud
Daisy.
of I'm proud of you, Dadman.
So Nora Pupus gives the public service announcement: use your Oxford commas because
Yes.
punctuation is important. Let's eat
Yes.
grandma is not the same as let's eat grandma.
That is not an
Correct.
Oxford comma, but that is a
That
thing
is
about
tr-
punctuation.
yes.
So
Yes.
What
Those
the
are two
hell?
different
Are we
things.
now nationalizing commas? I thought a comma is a
Yes.
comma. What's an
yes,
Oxford comma?
an Oxford comma is when you have like a list, and when you
Mm-hmm.
put that comma after the word before and,
Uh-huh.
that's the Oxford comma. Like
Oh God.
cats,
Yes.
comma,
My
dogs,
my
commas, fish, commas, and bears.
Yeah.
wow.
That
When you
is
Our
put
the
the
Oxford
comma before
comma.
the and, yes,
my
Yes.
that's an
work my
Oxford comma.
work uses that incessantly. If you don't use that daggum Oxford comma, they're gonna put it in there.
Because if you don't, you could have macaroni and cheese, which is one thing without the
Yeah,
comma, but you could have macaroni
I
and
got you.
the comma and cheese. They're two separate items.
Yeah.
Correct.
I
So do you
understand now.
mean,
I got you.
yeah, it's what
Mr.
you're grouping together. You need
Yes.
to make it clear, is this a standalone item, or do these two things in
Hmm.
this long list, but these two go together?
Right.
Exactly. All right. Mr. Angel says we're still learning the finesse of your earth languages. Whoops. Sorry, burp. Exactly. Exactly. You're right.
There,
There,
Snorter
Yeah.
Poopus
okay,
has
so
it
there
in
was a
his.
deleted scene in the movie, according to Jerry Minosa. I did not know that.
Oh, maybe you have
So
to look and see if it's on the
let me see.
disc.
I'll have to do that soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
So,
didn't
do.
get a chance.
Mrs.
I didn't get a chance to look at the special features.
Well, Mrs. Why don't you go ahead and talk about the thing for Saturday? Can you bring that the
Yes,
slide
I can. I
and start
will.
talking about it
Okay,
while I
this
look for
is
that?
something that I've been. Whoops, let's take this off because we can't see it. This is a, bazaar, a sell, or like probably a better way would be we would might understand is like an online garage sale for Masters Maniac Mexico, who is also known as Rolo's Vintage Adventures. They're both the same people. So if you see either of those names, they are the same person. Anyway, he is having a bazaar sale on Twitch on Saturday at 6 p.m. Central European time, which is 12 p.m. Eastern time. So noon Eastern time. It'll be for 6 hours. And he'll have, like 35 years of collections available. Unique and rare pieces of jewelry will be there. He's going to have, in another show, he said there's going to be pinatas and fireworks and drawings and all this kind of stuff there. So if you could support him, go over there and help him, that would be absolutely wonderful. It is not on his channel, it is on someone else's channel. He, as I understand, is no longer streaming on his channel. So you can go over to the channel that is on the screen, which is twitch.tv MARZLS_WELT. I will type that in the chat. It will be under Dadman's name, but I will type it under the chat anyway. So if you want to go over there, check out the channel, bookmark it or anything for Saturday. That would MARZLE. Sorry, I was making sure I
But I'm
spelled
typing
that
it over on
correctly.
Twitch for you.
So
TV.
there we go. It'll go on both of them. I'm using
Oh,
Dadman's thing.
okay. All right.
So that is the channel. If you can go over there and support, it would be wonderful. He's a great man. We have done some wonderful shows with him. And I just I think this is a great opportunity to help him um, financially. So if you could go over there, that would be wonderful. It's 6 hours starting at 12 noon Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central European Time. So,
All right. Well,
yes.
9
thank you for
a.m.
sharing that.
Pacific time.
So
Yeah.
9 a.m. Pacific Time. So, and it'll be
Yeah.
6 hours. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Mrs., for announcing it. I don't know if Masters is still out there with us. He was here earlier, but hey,
and I am
always
planning
great to see
on
him.
doing a build stream with him next week.
Oh, cool.
So he
That's
said
cool.
after he gets through all of this, he'll. So we
Yep.
are working out a time for that, and I cannot wait to do
And
it. So
and don't
yes,
forget 10 o'clock in the morning. You've got another
yes,
show tomorrow. Your
yes, I
daily
do.
dose of positivity. So if you want to put the link there for that while I go ahead
Okay,
and
give
wrap
me a
up. So
second.
there you
Let me
go.
find the show.
Jerry, I saw that there was like 14 minutes of deleted scenes in the movie. Not prepared to talk on them tonight, but apparently, and I don't know if you know it, Daisy, but originally, this movie had an R rating.
Oh,
Yeah, it originally it was an R rating until they cut some of the scenes out of it.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I could see where, given in the time that it was and having a PG-13 and that sort of thing, I could see they were a lot more strict about those designations. Now it's kind of like, well, you can still get PG-13 if you fly one F bomb and all. And I'm going, no, that's not what that was for, you know. So
Yep.
I can see that it could have ticked over.
Yeah. Well, can we? So we're pretty much
one
done with.
second. I'm trying to
Sorry.
get my link here.
Okay.
Okay. Hey,
Snort Poopas will
everybody.
be off seeing Dune 2 tomorrow afternoon.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
that's
Good for
great.
you.
We're going to see it next week, Tuesday.
Hold on, Mr. Angel. Give me one more second because I've got something for you to see. But go ahead. Go ahead, Mrs.
I was going to say, join me tomorrow on Leap Day. This has only happened every 4 years. So we'll have a Leap Day. So, morning musing. So, check it out. I got the link in the chat for you guys if you want to go over there and hit that notification button. That would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Daisy, Mrs., can you put Daisy and can you find Liam and Daisy's link on the YouTube side now for me real quick?
Okay.
Because
It's
Snort
the same.
Poopas Cuber.
It's the same. Our channel is the same on both YouTube and on Twitch. We just started streaming on YouTube as well. So it's Liam Greywolf, LiamGreywolf.
Actually, here we go. This is your actual link to your channel. It's got numbers at the end of it.
Yay.
No, it's got numbers. Sorry about that,
Numbers.
guys.
That's okay. So
All
there
right.
you go. But you
You'll
could
be-
have found it with Liam Greywolf also.
Yeah, and so if you're over on the Twitch side, it's Liam Greywolf without the numbers.
Right. There you go. But that's it. But hold on. Snort Poopas Cuber. A scene where Sigourney Weaver said naughty F word. But listen, that was dubbed over. But listen, Snort Poopas, I know you like popcorn. You've got to like popcorn. I know it's overpriced, it's expensive, but get your popcorn tomorrow. But if they're available
you're not
still,
going to show a picture of this, are you?
I can't wait to see what Mr. Angel and other people in the chat had to say. This, make sure Snort Poopas, you get your souvenir Dune popcorn bucket.
No.
Oh my gosh, no.
No. It's real too. I mean,
It's very real.
They designed this and nobody went, wait a minute now.
Well, it's like a monster. If you look at the pictures of the monster, theoretically, but the monster's not up like that. He's like towards the ground.
And he's in the sand and those.
So is that what you wanted Mr. Angel to see?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Mr. Angel, you can go to bed now. Night, night.
Look at here's Snort Poopas. The bad bear himself said, no.
I'm not going to tell you. No.
It's multi-purposeful, I guess. Anyway,
for what? I'm not even going to ask what multi-purpose you're
know.
talking about.
It could be a planter.
Okay. Let's not go there.
I said a planter. They
Okay,
put
so
flowers in it.
I've seen people who have gotten it because it's been everywhere. And they were trying. So my thing was, if those little teeth were sticking out like that, it seems to me you'd get scratched if you stuck your hand in there and pulled your hand back out. And they said, no, it's actually softer. I mean, so there were people that were sticking their hand in and pulling their
Well,
hand out. And yeah, it was like, okay, I there's not enough
It's
coffee on the
just
planet.
dumb looking. It's just
Who
dumb.
designed this? Come on now. How
Someone
many
who,
people?
yeah.
I
yep.
just you didn't
This
think about
Mr.
you
Angel,
did not think about this.
Mr. Angel said, "I will
Yeah.
never look at popcorn the same
I
again."
know.
And yes, Snorter Poopus, you are correct.
Yeah, I think this thing is something like $15
Yeah,
for
probably
that
is. Well,
because
see,
the
we've got.
bottom half of is metal.
See, we've done that before. We got
A
like
lot of
the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man bowl. We've done some of
Yes,
those. You've had
I've
like
gotten
the
some of
Ecto
them.
One, but this one is like, what the hell is this?
a lot of
We
times
got
they don't put the popcorn in it. They give you the
no,
bucket and everything, and then they give you a box of popcorn.
Ugh.
correct. Yes, because I have one from like the first Avengers movie,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't have things on top of them like this.
Not
It's
that.
just it's
It's
just
just
the
odd.
metal. It's the metal tin. And then yeah,
Right.
they did ask, do you want the popcorn in it or do you want it on the side? And we
Yep,
always get it on the side.
that is crazy. But hey, that's
Yes.
what-
Well,
but
somebody
Jerry
should
knows
get
bizarre.
fired.
Bizarre. See, there are
Yeah.
2 new ones for Ghostbusters. Cinemark has a Slimer. Ooh, Mrs., we got to make sure we get
Oh,
there first for that, then, because we love
Okay.
Slimer and we love our Cinemark.
They're probably 30
yeah.
So,
bucks or something.
all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the
Sort of
one
is.
with the ghost trap one would be great, but the AMC here, it'd be one of those, can I just go in and buy the thing and leave? Because I don't want to stay in this theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be bad. But listen, I will tell you, is Emily's still here? Woof woof. Now, Snorter Poop is already annoyed paying $22 to see the movie.
Yep.
What? If you're going in the afternoon, I thought they ran like $12, $13,
Well, it depends
$15
on where.
movies.
Yeah.
Where you
Unless,
live.
and are you doing 4D, 3D, or man, that's so. But
Yeah, if you go here, Tuesday is the cheaper day here. So if you go in the daytime on Tuesday and just do it in standard, not IMAX, it's $6.50. But
oh
you're
wow,
on a smaller screen. It's not the Dolby Stereo surround
mm-hmm,
sound thing. It's not the IMAX ones, and you do have to be able to go Tuesday during the daytime.
mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Wow.
some of the IMAX screenings, I did see the first part of Dune in IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
We did pay
Yeah,
up for that one. I don't think we're going to see it in IMAX this time.
yeah,
It's very
yeah,
expensive.
yeah. I don't necessarily need to see IMAX. It just, oh my gosh, buddy, there's 2 of them. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. So actually, I'm going to show it from this screen because I don't have anything in the background that's personal. Well, let me see. Anyway,
They were
I'll
showing
have to
off
show them another
popcorn
time.
buckets.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll have to show them another time, guys, because we got to close up anyway. But there's a great Slimer and a great trap, the Ghostbuster trap. So that's going to be awesome to see those. So
Yeah,
I'll share
I want to
those.
see the new Ghostbusters movie. I'm looking
Yes.
I
forward
do
to that
too. I
one
want to
too.
see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
The
let's
last
see.
one made me cry.
Yeah.
Yes, it did, but it was a good
Yeah.
movie. It was,
It was a good movie,
yeah.
but I did cry.
Oh, yeah.
Matinees are cheaper. Yes. Sammy and Bandit say hi to the missus. Oh yeah, Sammy's got a brother
Hello.
now.
Hello. Hey, Sandy.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, I know. We got to go. We're all
Oh, hey,
yawning
Bandit.
now.
Oh, the IMAX adult price plus convenience fee for booking.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
That's why we pay for our.
well, we probably go to a lot more, so that makes
Yeah.
it pay for itself. So we can actually order the movie tickets on the way over to the theater. And I tell you what, I don't want to. I agree. Most movies have been IMAX has not been worth it to me. In most cases, there's some that I think probably could be. So, seniors price, dang. Well, that's I tell you, I'd almost just walk up to the window and pay there because screw those service fees. But anyway, Anyway, but hey,
Yeah, I think they do senior prices on Mondays in the daytime.
holy crap. You
I
know what?
think.
I'm going to have, I think, buddy, I'll hold these for later in the week, or actually next month. We're going to be talking about some of the Ghostbusters stuff at some point, and I'm going to hold these for that, for one of those streams, because there's all kinds of popcorn buckets now they're coming out with.
Cool.
So, yeah, I don't talk. Yeah, exactly. Have fun watching Dune. No spoilers, please. Yeah, I don't worry. That's one movie I will not spoil for
I don't
you.
think any of us have seen it yet. So
No,
It hasn't aired yet.
Nope.
It starts tomorrow.
Oh, it starts
gotcha.
tomorrow. Well, folks,
At least
join
in
me
the United States. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, join me on the 12th of March. On Tuesday nights, we're going to move Sports Weekly to Tuesday nights with Whoopa Troopa, JT Kirk, and Sci-Fi Mobby. We're talking about a whole bunch of different sports as the time goes along. So be prepared that things will pick back up in March. Next Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have Barry Place 28 a theme park streamer from the West Coast out on the show Monday night. Join me for that. Watch Twitter and get your notifications for that. Also, next Thursday night on the 7th, Lisa, Hungry Boy, and I will be talking Mars Attacks. So so hope to see you for that. That should be fun. This Friday night will be another not so late night with Dadman and friends at 9 p.m. at our normal Buck Rogers time, which Buck Rogers will pick up the following Friday on the 8th or something. We're waiting. We're still evaluating that at the moment. But hey, and Sci-Fi Mommy says, "Yeah, woohoo! Mars Attacks." So lots coming up.
Movie.
Follow me on Twitter. See what's coming out. But hey, join me Friday night for a not so late night, and we'll see where the squirrel streams go. Also, Fortnite tonight, date nights with me and the missus randomly happen. Also, chill chats or something, or random streams. These are the things that we have that will come up. Fortnite randomly, which I may do some Fortnite in just a little bit. Late nights with Dadman and friends are another thing to do when I can get a posse going and we can have fun. And also my streams, youtube.com, twitch.tv at DadmanWalking55. Also follow me and get my notifications when I go live. Also on Twitch at DadmanWalking55. So as Daisy says, thank you everybody for joining us today. Daisy, any last thoughts?
Nope. Everybody have a great week.
Yep.
I found out something you can say so they make sure they get your get the right U.
Uh-huh.
If there's no G, it's not me. That's good. Say. So
That's
you gotta
good.
say that.
If there's no G, it ain't me.
That's
All right, folks. On that note, see you next time. Hopefully in a little bit with some Fortnite. We'll see. Bye, all.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.